This is AlgoLogic. We're going to talk about doing real-time data in connected cities with gateway-defined networking. So we're going to start a city in Old Town. Old Town is not a connected city. Old Town has coal power plants that run at high output even when there's not a demand for that energy, spewing emissions out in the air. A fire has been started in this building, but because we don't have fast real-time response, it's likely this building will burn down. This water tower had a leak, and because that leak wasn't detected, it caused corrosion, and that corrosion caused structural failure of the water tower. Behind it, power lines that run through the mountains, the transformer blew up and started a fire in the mountains. Again, these are all things that we don't want to see in our cities, and things that don't need to be there. So as we go through, we can start seeing a few differences as we leave the old city. For example, lights in this tunnel are turning on in response to proximity. And so that's an example of having smart infrastructure that can respond to our needs. Traffic, for example, can be controlled. And so by having a global view of all the traffic of the city, we can optimize the flow throughout the city, not just each intersection. Ahead of us, we can see live streaming market data. So AlgoLogic is known for providing ultra low latency market data and order processing for high frequency traders. This intersection, we want to go into protected area of the city. And so this is different. A drone sees and identifies our car and can inform security that we're allowed to go through this intersection. As a result, the bollards that are to our left allow us to pass through this intersection. So now as we drive through this intersection, we're going into the stadium area. And in the stadium area, there's a high density of population of people at the event as well as people in the city. And so in order to handle all of this traffic coming from the mobile devices and from the people is that we need 5G deployments. And so companies like CityPole are building 5G base stations or towers for 5G base stations that blend in well to the city because they look like regular streetlights. But at the top of these are 5G antennas so that we have dense and plentiful bandwidth for the devices that are coming through. So now we're leaving the protected zone of the city and heading out. And so again, we'll see the bollards lower to let us exit this area and go forward. And so in the next part of the city, we're going to be visiting some monitored infrastructure. So AlgoLogic provides AlgoCentral, and AlgoCentral allows companies such as civil engineers to monitor infrastructure such as buildings and bridges. And so on these bridges, they install tri-axis accelerometers that can measure very fine motions in the X, Y, and Z direction. And so as the bridge has slight vibrations and shaking, which we're showing with the accelerometer, these can be brought back into the cloud and analyzed in the frequency domain, and we can look for fine harmonics that can be early indicators that our structures are failing. We're driving an electric car, and this electric car needs to be charged up. And so in our connected city, we have renewable energy coming from wind towers. And so these wind towers generate energy when the wind's blowing, and we want to encourage consumption of the energy at that time. So by having dynamic pricing of the energy, we can encourage our electric cars to charge at the times when energy is most plentiful. A little bit further down, there's another charging station. This one's powered by solar. And so at the solar power station, as the sun comes out, which we're showing by having more light on the solar panel, the price of energy, again, is being repriced, and it's been going lower with more sun. So in this demonstration, we saw a couple of key things. We saw the Black Diamond acquiring real-time data from the sensors that are on this table, streaming that data into our cloud, and implemented on an FPGA, the Zynq. The next thing we saw was the key value store. So AlgoLogic has implemented our key value store in FPGA logic that runs on the PAC card. Lastly, the key value store is the in-memory database, also implemented on a data center class platform called the Xilinx Alveo. This shares live data from IoT devices that come in, can be used for real-time analytics with inference, and allows live visualization of the data. So if you want to learn more, come visit us at AlgoLogic on the web, algo-logic.com, on Twitter, call us by phone, send us an email, or visit us in San Jose, California. Thank you.